Hey, welcome back to Tony's Cool Tools. If it's your first time, thanks for stopping. I really appreciate it. So I recently attended the Great Lakes Logging Show, and I wanted to thank all you viewers who stopped me and introduced yourself. It's always nice to put a face behind the person that's making the comments. I really appreciate it. Though I went to the logging show to see what new equipment they have on there and new tools that were available, I also went there to pick up my new commercial log splitter here. I wanted to give a great shout out and thanks to Jason and Matthew from Empire Attachments, the folks that manufacture the Splitforce splitters here. They were able to bring it to the show, so I didn't have that far to go pick it up. Though I've owned multiple different log splitters, anything from a box store splitter to a commercial splitter. Now my preference of all the splitters is a vertical splitter. Now that's just me. It may not fit you, but that's what I like. And I've always wanted one that was mobile. So I can take it to the wood instead of having to get an ATV, UTV tractor or truck and have to take my splitter to the wood. So that's why I purchased this splitter here. And there are only a couple of companies that offer a mobile splitter, and Splitforce is one of them. So check out this one-of-a-kind dual-table commercial log splitter by Splitforce, the SF11T. Let me show you some of the things that make this splitter so special. So here's the major reason why I purchased this Splitforce splitter here, and that is to be able to be mobile. When I purchased my Bearco trailer, I spec'd it out knowing the size of this splitter here. This is an 80 by 12 trailer, and it loads up super easy. Let me show you. And that's how easy it is. No UTV, no tractor or anything else to load the splitter into the trailer. I can do it all by myself. How much easier does it get? This SF11T has a very small footprint. With the tables folded up, it's 60 inches wide by 96 inches in length by 92 inches in height. So it'll pretty much fit anywhere. It's nice and compact. And it weighs in at just under 1,500 pounds the way I have it optioned out here. The standard one is about 1,300 pounds. Now even with the 24-inch ram and the 92 inches plus the lights, it still fits into a standard garage. So let's start on the right-hand side here with the hydraulic lift. This table is 24 inches by 24 inches, and it does have a backsplash here and a sideboard here, so none of the logs fall off when the unit is running. And when you lower the table here, I'll show you one thing that some people have brought up, and that is, let me bring it all the way down. The unit does not go all the way down and touch the ground. Let me show you. There's roughly a 2-inch gap underneath here, and the reason for that is if debris forms at the bottom and you should lower this table, it's hydraulic. Any debris that's in it is going to push it against the tire. There's a potential that you can puncture the tire with debris in there. So this is open right here. Now some people may complain that it's going to be hard to get logs on here, but I'll tell you, I've rolled them on. I have no problems with it, and I'll show you a little later when we do the demonstrations. Now I chose to go with the optional 60-inch table instead of the 48-inch table, so I have more working surface. And the dimensions on here are 24 inches from the backsplash here to the front of the table, but from here to here, right where the ram is, it's 17.5 inches. So theoretically, you could get about a 35-inch log on here and split it in the center with no problem and then push it over. But we have 24 inches on this side and 24 inches on this side, so you can stack a lot of wood, stage it ahead of time so you're not wasting time picking it up and putting it on the table here. After owning the East Inmate Axis with the side conveyor, I found out that's one thing I don't use. I typically stack right into IBC totes, but I did want a lot more room for staging stuff. So I wanted to thank Jim and Gina from Woodchuck Canuck. Check out their channel. They were the first ones that turned me on to this side table here in lieu of a conveyor. And let me tell you, it's awesome because I can stage stuff here. Even if I don't want to put it into the IBC tote right away, I can set it here before I do put it into the IBC tote. And it's super simple as far as just lifting this for storage here, and that's how easy it is. And with both table extended, I have 9 feet of working space. So I can stage a lot of stuff on here and not waste time picking it up and putting it on the table here every time I split. The height to the top of the table is 29.5 inches. Now some people say that that's too short and that you're going to be bending down, but I assure you, I'm 6'2" and I don't have that problem. The other thing some people say is you're going to end up putting your thumbs or your hands on top of the block. I don't believe that because you have to train yourself to put your hands on the side of the block, not on top. If you watch a lot of people that have vertical splitters, they accidentally go ahead and pick this up and put their thumbs up there. But that's a problem that they have. You have to have your head in the game when you're using this type of a splitter. And putting your hands on the side of the unit is the way to go. So the unit is foot operated right there, hands free. So when you press down, the ram comes down. When you let it up, it goes up. Now I have it on idle, so it's working slower. When I put it to full RPM, you get a lot more speed out of it. The splitter is hydrostatic drives, very similar to your lawnmower or your tractor, and it's chain driven here. And the motor's right back here. And all the axles on both sides here, both front and rear, are greasable. These tires are similar to your UTV tires. These happen to be 22 by 1100 and are 5-bolt. And as you can tell from the tread, they're very aggressive, so they'll work great in gravel, dirt, or mud. I upgraded from the 9 horsepower Honda to the 11 horsepower GX340 Honda. And the reason I did that is I wanted the electric start. I learned my lesson from my Access with the 14 horsepower manual pull that's not fun, especially in the winter time. So this one is great. There is one other option, or one other reason why I went with the 11 horsepower, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So the other reason that I went with the 11 horsepower Honda was the fact that I wanted to have lights on this thing when I'm working at night. So here's the advantage of having lights and working at night. Voila, there we go. And I forgot to mention, I do have a log limiter here that will get me to about 17 inches, so I don't have to go to the full stroke of the 24 inch on this, and I can save some time. This SF11T is rated at 26.5 tons of splitting power, and it uses this two-stage pump right over here, and it has this hydraulic tank which is approximately 10 gallons. And the splitting time on a 20-inch ram is 3.75 seconds. The Splitforce units with the conveyor on the side have a pressure gauge that's standard. I opted to have one put on this unit as well, so that when I'm doing crotchy wood, I don't exceed the pressure on my unit here. One other upgrade that I did is I went from a 20-inch ram to a 24-inch ram. And the reason I did that is I wanted to make longer boiler wood. Now what that does also is the 20-inch ram has a 3.75 second cycle time, whereas the 24-inch has a cycle time of approximately 5 seconds. And for those of you who are color conscious, there's multiple colors. The standard colors are black, green, and blue, and the optional colors are red and orange, and they have an upcharge on them. And when you want to go mobile, all you do is stand on this platform right here, and here's your grab bar to hang on to. And let me tell you, don't go too fast at first, it will buck you off. Don't ask me how I know. And these two levers here are your controls. The rear lever here is for reverse and forward, and the front one here is for left and right. So I know the next question you're going to have is, what is the cost on a unit like this? And let me tell you, the base price on this unit here is $11,800. Now that's not with the options, like options of your lift table or a conveyor or any of the upgrades that I told you about. If you're looking for a quote, please contact Matt at Splitforce, and he'd love to give you a price on whatever you need. You may not need a double table like I have. You may just want a basic unit. So the cost differs, and I can't give you an exact price on that. So let's cut some blocks for our demo. So I think we bucked up enough rounds here to test drive the new Splitforce splitter here. We have some ash and some oak here. I think it'll do a good job testing that machine out. So now that I've explained all the features on this SF11T Split Force, let me show you how it splits. So as you can see, this is one of the benefits of this dual table splitter here. Let's start splitting some wood so you can see how easily it works. So now you've seen what kind of time saving this does by having all the wood staged here, and I don't have to search for it. I don't have to bend down for it anymore. I can just start working. So I can fill this basket up in minutes. Okay, I finished the 5 blocks that were here, never had to bend down to pick up a piece of wood, and I've got almost a full quarter or a full half of an IBC tote out of those 5 pieces. Talk about a time saver when you have something like this and you don't have to constantly search for your wood. So here's where the vertical splitters really shine and make a huge difference over horizontal, and that is making Cadillac wood, as John from frickin' Jeep would say. You should check out his channel. He has super interesting stuff there. But we're going to shave this wood here. Once we shave all the outside, we're going to go ahead and make perfect billets out of this. And you end up with perfect billets right here each and every time with the vertical splitter. Yes, you can do it on a horizontal, but it's going to take you a heck of a lot more time. Well, I've shown you all the features on this Splitforce SF11T, and hopefully you've enjoyed this. But if you need more information on this unit or any of the splitters from Splitforce, contact Matt at Splitforce. I'll have his contact information in the info section below. So if you've enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up as well. And remember, pass it forward. Make the world a better place. And don't be a tool. Watch Tony's Cool Tools. Until I see you next time, have a great day.